this engine run stand. This one's actually sold, so I want to take some measurements, and I guess I'm going to make a few more. I had a lot of interest on this one, probably all the stickers that are on it, so I sold it. But pretty simple to make. Just start off with a basic small block, big block Chevy engine cradle, and then I built all the rest off of it. So made my throttle and bought all my gauges online and switch panel. Pretty simple. Hooked up a linkage for the carburetor. Mounted this for a timing light, and made a battery tray down here. Run a hot wire over to the starter, and just a ground right there. The reason it's actually not sitting on the in the battery tray is because these headers. So on the next one I'll have to make sure that I relocate that, and then also a bigger tray for a bigger battery. I had the turbo headers upswept, forward front, forward and up I should say, and that was the battery was fine there. So let's see here. Go ahead and get my tape measure ready. So looks like roughly 37 inches. And the width about 19 and a half. Just again based off of the cradle, and then I believe these were just some shelving. So I'm not going to put as many gauges on there. Voltage, water, tach, oil pressure. This was boost, and this was a mechanical gauge. On the next one I'm going to go ahead and go all mechanical. Actually prefer that. So looks like my handle is about roughly 6 inches. Gives you an idea on the throw. Sorry, I'm sniffling a little bit. It's cold here in the shop. Now, get a couple more measurements here to my hole, which is right around 6 inches as well. Same with the throttle lever, that way for the carburetor. And then on this side of it, just the fuel hose, which it is roughly, we'll just say close to 5 inches. That's not going to be real important. You just kind of want it somewhat close. This one was looped to the front because of a gauge we were running. With this setup going backwards, you wouldn't be able to see the gauge, and I had to flip it over to go forward. It's designed to go forward. The last one I had went backwards, so I just hooked this line up directly to the back of it. So other than that, pretty simple. So it looks like I said I took these shelving pieces and I made that, and I boxed it up under here, which is hard to see, but, and then I capped this piece and then bent this piece here for it. Pretty simple. It was a pretty thick piece of aluminum, so it was kind of a bear for me to bend it, but I made it work. I got my relay there, and then everything's going to a hot post. I'm going to do a fuse block on the next one. Pump, standard carburetor pump, 4 to 7, 5 to 9, 1 to 2. It works well. They're fairly inexpensive. So gives you an idea. Let's see here. I have going from, let's see here, roughly 22 inches from the bar, 21 and a half. Just some scrap metal that I had used for the radiator that I had. That's pretty much it. I did have this wired up for, well, obviously a ground, electric water pump, electric fans, and then tack and hot wire for my HEI here. So it was a learning curve on doing this. I will definitely do the next one different. Maybe a little bit cleaner yet. You know, it starts out, it's not too hateful, but then you get going and start putting more things on it, more gauges, and if you want all the gauges to illuminate, everything's got to have, you know, and if you go digital versus mechanical, it's just a lot more wiring, so something to keep in mind if you're going to do one. It's pretty simple. That's the setup on the run stand. And I'll show you guys on the start of the next one.